Hello everyone and welcome back to our Biyu channel. Hope you are doing well today. So, today we were talking about something we all use every single day. Gadget. Yes, our phone, laptops, tablets. Basically, things we can't live without, especially as university student. Think about it. The first thing we can check in the morning is our phone. And in university, gadgets are used for almost everything. Classes, assignment, group work, even reminder. But the question is, are gadgets helping us more or distracting us more? So, today we were going to talk about gadget usage among university students, the good side, the bad side, and how to use gadget in a smarter way. To help us with this topic, I'm joined by two guests, a university lecturer and a university student. Let's start with our lecturer. Thank you for joining us. Let's start simple. As a lecturer, how do you see gadget usage in the university?
Thank you for having me. Honestly, gadgets are everywhere in university now. As lecturer, we also depend on gadget a lot. We use laptop to prepare slide, upload note, give assignment and communicate with student. Student can access note anytime, even at night or during weekend. That's actually a big advantage.
Yeah, that's true. Everything is online now.
Exactly. Gadget also help make lesson or more interesting instead of just talking. Lecturer can use video, quiz or short online activity. Students usually enjoy this more, but at the same time, gadget can also be a problem.
What kind of problem?
Distraction. That's the biggest one. Some students are physically in class but mentally on social media. They're scrolling, chatting or watching video during lecture. Another issue is that some students depend too much on gadget. They Google everything instead of thinking first. For example, like ChatGPT. And honestly, staring at screen for too long also makes students tired.
Yeah, I think we have all seen that happen. So, what can lecturer do to reduce this problem?
I think the key is engagement. If the is interesting, students are less likely to be distracted. For example, lecturer can ask questions, use live quiz or ask students to search for answer related to the lesson. Also, lectures should be clear about rules. If gadgets are allowed, they should be used for learning, not for entertainment.
Alright, thank you for sharing that. Now, let's hear from someone who is actually experiencing this every day, our student guest. So, as a student, how important are gadgets in your daily life?
Honestly, gadgets are very important. I don't think we can survive university without them. We use gadgets for everything: online classes, assignment, notes, group chat, emails, even announcement from lecturer come through our phone.
Yeah, if you don't check your phone, you might miss something important.
Exactly. Gadgets also make group work easier. We don't need to meet every time. We can just discuss using WhatsApp or video call. And if we don't understand something in class, we can search for video or explanation later.
Sound very helpful, but let me guess. There's a downside?
Yes, definitely. Distraction is the biggest problem. Sometimes we open our phone to check notes, but suddenly we are on Instagram or TikTok. 1 minute turns into 1 hour. Also, some students use gadgets late at night, which affect sleep and focus the next day.
That's very relatable. So, what do you think students can do to control gadget usage?
I think it starts with self-control. Simple things like turning off notification during study time really help. Setting a study schedule also help us stay focused. Some students also use timers, study for 25 minutes and rest for 5 minutes. Most importantly, students need to remind themselves why they are using gadgets for study, not just for entertainment.
Thank you so much for sharing your experience. So, to wrap things up, gadgets are not bad. In fact, they are very useful in university life. They help us learn, communicate, and manage our tasks better. But, like anything else, if we don't control it, it can become a problem. Lecturer need to guide student and student need to be honest with themselves and practice self-discipline. The key message today is simple. Use gadget wisely. Don't let gadget control you. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. Hope you enjoy this episode and learn something useful. See you next time and don't forget to put your phone down once in a while. Thank you. Alright, so now we have reached the Q&A part of our podcast. This is where I will ask a few questions to our guests and let them share their thought, experience and opinions. Hopefully, this part will help our listener understand gadget usage from both a lecturer and a student point of view. Let's start with our lecturer first. Okay, question 1. From your experience as a lecturer, do you think gadget help students learn better or do they distract students more?
I think gadget can help students learn better if they are used properly. Student can easily access notes, slide, and learning material anytime. This make learning more flexible. However, gadget can also distract students, especially when they are used for social media or entertainment during class. So, gadgets are useful tool, but students must use them wisely.
Okay, that's true. So it's really depend on how students use them, not the gadget themselves. Okay, now the second question is, in your opinion, has gadget usage among students increased compared to previous year?
Think yes, definitely. Compared to before, students now use a gadget much more often. Game, almost everything is online, from assignment to communication. So this change bring many benefit, but also more challenge for lecturer and student.
Yes, especially after online learning become more common. Nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we move to another question. What are some common gadget related problem that you notice during lecture?
I think one common problem is lack of focus because some students are physically present in class but mentally distracted. They may look at their screen but they are not following the lesson. Another problem is overdependence. Some students immediately search for answer online instead of listening or thinking first. Long screen time also makes students feel tired and less motivated.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think many students don't realize that this affect their understanding. Like they're using ChatGPT, Google more, like that, right?
Yeah, before.
Okay, another question for you, lecturer. How do you usually handle this situation as a lecturer?
Well, try my best. I try to remind students politely about gadget usage. Sometimes I include interactive activities so students stay engaged. I also explain why paying attention is important for their learning.
Okay, that sounds like a good balance between being firm and understanding. Okay, thank you for lecturer. Okay, now let's move to our student. Alright, Now, let's hear from the student side. The question is, wait here. I wait. How do I pin? Okay, no, never mind. As a university student, how important are gadgets in your daily academic life?
Gadgets are very important. We use them for almost everything, like attending online classes, checking assignment, taking notes, and communicating with lecturers and friends. Without gadget, it would be very difficult to manage our study today.
Yes, gadgets have really become a basic need for students. Okay, and the next question is, what do you usually use your gadget for the most? Studying or entertainment? As a
Mostly,
student.
mostly for studying, but honestly, entertainment takes up a lot of time too. Sometimes we plan we plan to study, but we end up watching videos and scrolling social media.
Yeah, I agree because same to me. I think many students can relate to that. Okay, another question for you. What is the biggest challenge you face when using gadget for studying?
The biggest challenge is distraction, like notification, message, and social media easily interrupt focus. Another challenge is time management. It's hard to stop using gadgets, especially at night.
Yes, I agree. Especially when gadgets are always within reach, right? Okay, another question is, do you think the gadget usage affects student health and sleep?
Yes, I does. Many students use gadget late at night, which affect sleep quality. This make us tired and next day reduce contri- concentration in class.
Okay, that's an important point that many people overlook. Okay, then another question for both guests. Do you think student today depends too much on gadget? How about you, university lecturer?
Okay, in my opinion, I think some students do depend too much on gadget. While technology help, students should still develop thinking skill without relying on gadget all the time. Okay, that's all.
Thank you for that question. For me, I agree. Gadgets are helpful, but we should not depend on them for everything. Sometimes studying without gadget help us focus better. Yeah. Yes.
Now, I think the question about a solution. Okay, the question is, what are some practical ways student can use gadget more responsible? How about you, lecturer?
I think students should use gadget mainly for learning during class time. Setting limit and following rule can help reduce distraction.
Uh, for for me as a student can turn off notifications, set study schedules, and take breaks from screen. Self-discipline is very important. Yes, of course.
For me, one message for student is use gadget as tool to support learning, not as distraction.
Okay, you, student, how about you?
And for me, student must control gadget before they control you.
Okay, that's a very strong message from you, both of you guys. Okay, now I will talk about closing lah. Thank you so much for both of our guests for sharing your thoughts and experience. From this Q&A session, we can see that gadgets play an important role in university life, but they also bring challenge. The key is to use gadget wisely and responsibly. Hopefully, this discussion help our listener reflect on their own gadget habit. Thank you, both of you guys.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you.